Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video has been highly requested by pretty much everybody since I got this RAV4, and I'm going to break it down into a couple different videos because it's a lot of stuff to go over. But everybody has been asking me my opinion of the RAV4 Prime now that I've owned it for a little while. As of today, it's been 6 months of ownership. I've been wanting to do this video for you guys sooner, but I really wanted to give it some time and use this car and really try it out before I put any complaints or positives out about it. I just really wanted to get to learn the car a little bit more. And we're finally having a beautiful February day. That big yellow thing is out in the sky. I haven't seen that in months. So because we have a beautiful day and I finally have some time, I'm gonna make this video for you now. This first video is going to be the 10 things that I hate about this car. Hate's kind of a strong word, but just severely dislike that I think Toyota just could have done way better. With all of that said, here we go with the video. All right, so number 10. This is kind of a minor annoyance, but it's still a complaint nonetheless, and that's how narrow this doorway is. I actually have a tape measure to compare it, but we're going to compare this opening to my 2014 Toyota RAV4 EV. In case you don't already know, the RAV4 EV is based on that really popular 2008 to like 2012 platform. They sold a ton of them, so you should know the body style well. We're going to compare this to that one over there. The opening right here is about 27 inches and then narrows down to 24 inches. So the actual opening right here from the weather stripping to the door handle right here is 24 inches. If you have children and you're loading them into the car seat like I always am, this would probably matter to you as well. In addition, having this flap right here, this giant flap, just also kind of gets in the way. If you watch my channel, you know my car before this was a Tesla Model X, and I had a lot of issues with that car, but the one thing that I loved about it was the doors and how wide it is. It was so easy to get my son in and out of the car seat. Good riddance though. I'm so glad that car's gone. But anyways, this opening is about an inch shorter than the RAV4 EV over there. So we'll go over there and I'll show you that opening. All right, so here we are at the RAV4 EV, and this opening is, like I said, about an inch wider. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it really does make a difference when you're getting in and out of here. Another car I actually could compare this to is the car that my wife rented when this thing died, which was a Ford Flex. And that door seriously opened all the way to 90 degrees. It was incredible. That one was so easy to get in and out. But I think another reason why this RAV4 EV, this body style, seems so much better is because of number 9. And that is the rear seat legroom. And I'll show you that one next. All right, here I am in the back of my 2014 Toyota RAV4 EV. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm about 6 foot tall, and I have the front seat here set in the position that I am most comfortable in. It's in the second to last position for the seat, and I'm very comfortable. I feel like I'm reclined enough. My knees are not touching the seats at all. The rear seats in this, I think, probably are a little harder than in the Prime, but I just feel like there's still so much more room. And again, it's probably not a ton, and it is a small difference, but it's something that I noticed, and more importantly, it's something my wife noticed because she sits in the back with our son all the time. So again, if you have children and you use this back seat a lot, it's something you're probably going to notice. But next, I'll take you over to the Prime, and I'll show you what it looks like in there. All right, here we are in my 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime. It's kind of dark in here. Hopefully you can see it okay. But my knees are rubbing on the seat. And again, I have the seat set exactly where I normally keep it, where I would normally drive. The rear seat itself, I think, does feel more comfortable. I think the recline is actually a little bit better. They both do adjust with their recline, but this one goes back a little bit further. So, yeah, you lose a little bit of space back here. And just the way the seat is curved, it comes at you a little bit more, whereas in the other one, it's just more flattened off. My wife tolerates it, but she's actually not a big fan of the back seats of this car. Also, this isn't in the list, but it's another really weird thing. There is no seat back pocket right here. You have to get the XSE trim to have that simple pocket, which Again, with children, you use those pockets all the time. The passenger seat has one, but not the driver's seat. So we thought that was kind of weird. All right, on to number 8. All right, number 8 is a big one that I kind of knew was going to be an issue from the start, and it really has been, but that is the charging speed. I always use a 240 EVSE, and it actually sticks. Actually, that's another one that kind of sticks in there. I don't really know why. None of my other cars stick. But anyways, I'm always charging at 240 volts. For this car, it takes 5 to 6 hours to fully charge, which for most people with a 95, that is fine. I mean, you're going to charge it overnight. You drive to work, and then you drive home. Maybe some of you guys are lucky enough to charge at work also. But for me, I have a very flexible schedule. I don't work a normal 9 to 5. So there's times when I have to run an errand in the morning. I come home, I plug it in, but I never get a full charge again for my next trip. Most of my daily driving can be done on electric only, but sometimes if I have to make a few trips throughout the day, this car does not recharge fast enough to be ready for the second or third trip. I really wish they all came with the 6.6 kilowatt charger that the XSE premium versions do, but unfortunately they just didn't include that with this vehicle. I can't imagine it would have cost them that much more money to have the 6.6 in here, and even 6.6 is not the greatest. Tesla's back in 2012 were charging at 10 kilowatts. So that's another thing that I really wish Toyota did better. I think if they were more serious with EVs, that's something they could have easily done. Oh yeah, and this flap, I mentioned this before, this flap is huge, and it's just so clunky. Like, the way it just sticks. Oh, and actually right now, why is it not even closing? Right now, it's actually not closing. That's ridiculous. But anyways, while I'm here actually, if you haven't watched my other video, I'm giving away these stickers to subscribers. I have about 40 left. I'm about to go to the post office to mail them out. But if you want one of these stickers, check out the video that's probably up in this corner here, and you can figure out how to get one of these to protect your paint. If you're like me, you're always using this charging port, so you want something there to protect your paint. Now I gotta figure out why this isn't closing. Oh my god. It looks like a mouse started making a freaking nest in there. There's pumpkin seeds in here. Go figure, I'm making this video. That's crazy. All right, I'll take my vacuum out and clean that out. What the heck is going on there? So I just sucked out a ton of seeds. I don't know if that's gonna be an ongoing problem, but something for you guys to think about. I don't know where this actually goes. It seems like there's a passage that goes up inside the car somewhere. I don't know if it's a vent, if it's possibly like a cooling vent for some of the high voltage stuff that's under the seat. So if it continues to be a problem, I'll have to see if that is a passage that goes somewhere and see if there's a mouse in an air passage somewhere inside the car. All right, but on to number 7. All right, number 7, again, this is kind of a minor one, and if you don't have children, it might not matter as much at all to you. But number 7 is that this car has a reverse 60-40 split rear seat. So in case you don't know, a 60-40 split rear seat is when 60% of your seat can be folded down independently of the other 40%. So if you can see back here, on the left side here, that's the 40% section. And then on the passenger side, it is a 60% section. So my beef is that we have the car seat pretty much permanently installed at all times on the passenger side. That's just, as a parent, it's kind of what you do. So as a driver, you can see the kid. So I never am able to really fold down that right side seat. My Rav4 EV, which is again the 2008 and up body style, and my Tesla Model X, both of those vehicles were reverse. So what that means basically is the child seat was on the smaller portion, the 40% portion, so I could fold down the whole other side. It just really makes it easier when you're moving stuff or just anything large you have to slide through. And again, if you don't have children, it might not be that big of a deal to you, but it's kind of an annoyance for me. I don't know why it's different on this car. You'll have to let me know about other cars. I don't know. I guess I haven't really paid attention. I don't know how many other vehicles have it folded this way compared to the other way. I'm not sure. But I'll show you the Rav4 EV just so you have a comparison. You can see how much room is there. Oh, this isn't on the list, but this is really slow. I wish that was like twice as fast. And here's the Rav4 EV. I think it's very easy to tell how much more room is in this one and what a difference it makes being able to fold down the 60% side. And again, not the end of the world. I just wish it was a little bit different, and I wish Toyota went with this style instead of the style in the Rav4 Prime. All right, number 5 and number 6. Both of these have actually been fixed, and I forgot to update my list. They were fixed about a month ago, to my surprise, through an over-the-air update, which I didn't even know Toyota could do, but they both involve the MCU, the display up here, the radio, the head unit, whatever you want to call it. The issue was that when I connected my Apple phone to use Apple CarPlay, a lot of times I would have a volume issue. I don't really know why, but it would glitch out and the volume knob here wouldn't work and the volume button here on the steering wheel would not work. The only way to solve it was to disconnect the phone, reconnect it, and try it again, and then after maybe a try or two, it would start working. The other issue that I was having was that when I got a phone call, like on a road trip or anytime I was using the map on the display here, I could not go to the map. So there's a map button on the display, and if somebody had called me, I could not hit the map button and show myself the directions to where I'm trying to go, which is a real pain in the butt when you're on a road trip or you're in an area that you don't know. And if you follow my channel, you know that I love road trips. So it really affected me a lot. But since that over-the-air update about a month ago, both of those problems are gone, which is awesome. So I'm very thankful that's been fixed. I forgot to update my list, but I still think it's interesting nonetheless. All right, number 8 is a big one. I just left the post office dropping off all the stickers that I'm sending out to you guys. But number 8 is a really annoying one, and that is the keyless entry system, the smart key. Just like in my Rav4 EV, it rarely works, and it's such a big pain in the butt, especially when you walk up to your car and your hands are full, or if I'm trying to manage my 3-year-old, it's a pain. So let's see right now if it's actually gonna work or not. Of course, now it works. But it is very inconsistent. I haven't bothered to even try to get video, but there are times when I walk up to the car and I put my hand behind the door handle. Oh, in case you guys don't know, the car has a smart key system, just like a lot of the other Toyotas, and all you have to do is put your hand behind the door handle and it unlocks. To lock it, you just have to pinch right there to lock it, and right now it just locked and unlocked, no problem, but that rarely ever works, and it's another reason that I actually like the Tesla. There's a lot of issues with my Model X. If you haven't, go back and watch some of my old videos. I have a playlist with all my videos. It was a nightmare. Such a horrible experience with service and quality, but there are a lot of features that I do miss with that car, and one of them was the keyless entry system. With a Tesla, you just walk up to the car. With my Model X, the driver's side door opened for you. You could get in the car, you tap the brake, the door closes, and you don't touch anything. And with this car, a lot of times I have to take the key out of my pocket and I have to hold the key right next to the door handle in order for it to work. And right now it's actually working flawlessly. Go figure. But I promise it actually rarely works. My 8th issue is with the braking system with this car. It's a common problem or common characteristic of these Toyota hybrids to be a little grabby. For whatever reason, a lot of the hybrids are the same way. As you slow down and you get really low in speed, the brakes really just suddenly grab. And I think it has something to do with the fact that there's regen, and then you're not actually using your brake pads until you get to maybe 6-7 miles an hour or something like that. And that transition is very noticeable. I think I could get used to it, but it's very inconsistent. Like, I actually, now that I think about it, I haven't noticed it much at all the last month or so. So it might have to do with temperatures. I mean, we're in the middle of winter right now, and I remember it was a big issue in the summertime when temperatures are warm. And actually right now I'm coming to a stop, making a turn here. So let me see how they are. No, I mean, that time it seemed fine, but trust me, it is actually an issue. So much so that my wife really just does not like riding in this car. There's been a few times where I'll be slowing down and all of a sudden the brakes will just grab and we all just get jolted. And she looks at me like, what's your problem? I'm like, no, it's the car, it's the brakes. I don't know what's going on. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if you experience the same thing. Number 9 and 10 are both things that are really just issues in the wintertime, but to me they're kind of big issues. Number 9 is that anytime I want to defrost the front window, the gas engine has to turn on. Now, the gas engine does turn on randomly all the time anyway, that just comes along with having a plug-in hybrid. There really isn't much you can do about it. Just know that sometimes when it's on, it's not actually delivering power. I won't get too much into it right now, but sometimes it just has to turn on to keep the fluids moving in the engine. Sometimes it has to burn off some excess regeneration if your battery's nearly full. So it's fairly common, but without a doubt, every time I have to push the defrost, the gas engine turned on. So I just did it right now. Gas engine turned on. So even if you have plenty of power, like I have a full battery right now, if they had a normal resistance heater, they could use that heater to heat the cabin air temperature and the front windows. It's a bummer. I really wish it wasn't like that. I wish there was a better way to defrost. My car does have the winter package, so I do have the wiper area defrost button, but that one honestly doesn't seem like it does anything at all. I'll turn it on and ice remains on the wipers, so nothing seems to ever change there. But number 10, the biggest issue that I have with this car so far in the 6 months that I've had this car, oh man, this drives me crazy. Below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, you don't have heat in this car on electric mode only. It's just mind-blowing that Toyota could have screwed up that badly, that if you live in a winter climate, you do not have heat in your car below 20 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't believe it. I will have a future video out about this, showing you the issue and everything, but the only way to get heat in the car in the wintertime at those temperatures is to turn the gasoline engine on. Oh, and also you have to turn off eco mode. So you have to do those two things, and then you'll have great heat. It's fine, but I mean, it's winter here 6 months out of the year, and a lot of times it's below 20 degrees. And so that really drives me crazy, because I could take most of my trips on electric only, but if I want to actually be warm and not freeze my ass off, I have to still use the gas engine. And if you at all understand gasoline engines and how everything works, gas engines are the most inefficient when they have to warm up. Like, you're talking 10 to 15 miles per gallon when an engine has to warm up to give you heat. Like, it is really bad. So if you have to take a few short trips but you want to be warm, you're looking at really, really poor fuel economy. So I end up just driving most of my trips cold all the time, and that really sucks because I like being hot. In a lot of the older electric cars, they had an electric heater. My Tesla had that. My RAV4 EV had that. Since Toyota has also moved over to the heat pump, I haven't heard from Tesla owners if it's an issue with them in cold temperatures. I'd be very curious to know, so let me know in the comments below if you have a Tesla and if you have any issues with your heat pump. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on the heat pump. I would rather have an electric heating system, even if I did lose a little bit of range. Because the other thing too is that it's crazy loud. The first few times I heard the heat pump or whatever fans are involved with the system, I'm like, what the F just happened? Like, you think you just hit a boulder or something. It is very loud. But that's it for my 10 things. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Yes, I know some of them are kind of nitpicking, but I really just expected better with the car. It's still not bad. I still highly recommend it. I think overall the car is awesome. I'm very happy I had it. Compared to the Model X, again, watch those videos. I'm so thankful this car has been reliable and I haven't had the issues that I had with the Tesla. Make sure you're subscribed though, because the next video is going to be all the things that I love about my 2021 Toyota Rav4 Prime. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.